Yo, what up, Blackish fam? It's your boy B. We were just doing a reaction to Marlon Craft, and man, that cat is just super lyrical. I'm definitely a fan of this guy. After the State of the Union 2, we were breaking down some of his freestyles. But one of his songs, the last one I heard, I think it was Drinking Mama's Whiskey or something, it kind of reminded me of Cocoa Butter Kisses. And I bring this song up a lot of times with even younger people in my household, and it's just not a very well-known song. It's one that I listened to. It's actually how I first started to hear about Chance the Rapper, right? And I started exploring his work. I'm from Chicago as well, and I started hearing Chance the Rapper, and I'm just like, yo, why do they call this cat Chance, right? Like, I think I heard it wasn't a diss, but I can't remember if it was Kanye or 50, but somebody was like, they basically said like, I'm not Chance the Rapper, but you should give me a chance, something like that. And I was like, yo, who's Chance the Rapper, right? Chance the Rapper, he's from Chicago. He's a well-respected dude. This is somebody who's been naturally woke. He's intelligent. He does a lot for the community. But he calls himself Chance the Rapper because he wanted to be given a chance to prove his worth. All right, and this song that we're about to go over, it's called Cocoa Butter Kisses. He's got Twista, who's from Chicago, on it as well, Vic Mensa, and it was produced by this cat named Can and Peter Cottontail. It's just Cocoa Butter Kisses, for those that don't know, it's when you're a person of color, black, right? You use cocoa butter, right? We get ashy, right? You get ashy, right? You got to keep the lotion nearby. I always got lotion. I always got something to throw on. Cocoa Butter Kisses, it's being, I think it's a metaphor for being close to your mom or your grandma, the people that you live with, because they put cocoa butter, they rub you down, they give you a kiss. And a black woman, they use a lot of cocoa butter, right? You could smell it on them. And he's like, yo, I miss that about my past, right? Just a song that I think has a really good meaning if you listen to the lyrics. So this isn't a reaction video because I've already heard it, but man, I like everything about this. And actually, I read a story once that the cat that created the beat actually gave the beat to somebody else, some little local unknown rapper. And it's like, why would you do that? You knew Chance the Rapper was on his way up. You could have rode the coattails of his success, right? But instead, they put together this beat. I think it goes extremely well, and it's just a good play. And I think it accurately showcases who Chance the Rapper is and how playful he is with some of these beats. I'm honestly not a huge fan of Chance the Rapper's work, but I've heard some, and I'm just like, yo, this cat is nice, but he's very odd, very weird as well, which could be a good thing, but it's not necessarily my musical taste, but I like this song. And of course, we got the lyrics here. Cigarettes on cigarettes, my mama think I stink. I got burn holes in my hoodies, all my homies think it's dank. I guess my cocoa butter kisses. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. Listen to that beat drop. Cigarettes on cigarettes, my mama think I stink. I got burn holes in my hoodies, all my homies think it's dank. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. Right, think about that. You hear him coughing. That's not coughing that you would associate with smoking cigarettes, right? That's a coughing that you would attribute to smoking weed, right? So I think he's implying that he smokes so many cigarettes, right, that it leaves a haunted smell, right? It causes him to stink, and he smokes so much that you ever see smokers, they got holes in their sweater and stuff, and he's like, yo, his mom can actually smell the cigarettes. Now, again, it could be weed, it could be cigarettes. I'll leave that. He was early in his career, so maybe he didn't want to define himself that way. But the repetition of the phrase, I miss my cocoa butter kisses, it means that, he's missing his parents, right? Or he's reminiscing about the scent of cocoa butter and the kisses she used to give him. It's almost like he's wishing he could go back to this moment in time. And the title, Cocoa Butter Kisses, it emphasizes that it's, there's importance to his past, right? It's symbolic of love, because cocoa butter is normally made to smell good. It heals your skin. They're right. It can balance your skin tone or your complexion. It gives you smooth skin, right? So I just love the wordplay there. But yo, let's get right into it.
Okie dokie, I'll keep it low key like toilet, but oil go blow the loudy. Saudi and sour Saudi.
Yo, listen to what he said, right? He said, okie dokie, alky, right? That's low key for alcoholic, right? Okie dokie, alky, keep it low key like Thor, little bro, right? Everybody now from the Marvel world knows Lowkey is the little brother to Thor, right? And he said, or he'll go blow the loudy, which could be, of course, blowing the gun. But he also says Saudi of sour Saudi. All right, so he uses an example to elaborate on the idea of being an alcoholic, but he continues with it's actually called a simile, right? So he's comparing himself to keeping a low profile, like Thor's little bro, because Thor gets all the attention, right? And while he'll go off to smoke that loud, right, that sour diesel, he said, he's saying he talks about the Looney Tune character, right? Wile E. Coyote, right? Beep beep Roadrunner, right? Acting crazy, and he compares it to his friend. I think he has a friend named Alex Wiley, right? He talks about. I think the next verse he goes into Alex Wiley on that peyote, right? What is that?
Okie dokie, I'll keep it low key like toilet, but oil go blow the loudy. Saudi and sour Saudi. Wiley up off peyote, wildin' like that coyote. If I sip in the Henny, my belly just might be outy.
Listen to what he's saying, right? If I keep drinking this Hennessy, I'm going to throw up, right? My belly's going to be outy, right?
Wildin' like that coyote. If I sip in the Henny, my belly just might be outy. Pull up inside a huggy, start speaking such a ducky. I just opened up the pack in an hour, I'll ask my lucky. Tonight she just yelling fuck me, 2 weeks she'll be yelling fuck me. Used to like orange cassette tapes with Timmy, Tommy, and Chucky Cheese's pieces, Jesus pieces, St. Jesus love me.
Bro, that's just so sick, the wordplay. And again, this cat was, he's a weird, eccentric dude, but this was really early in his career. This is actually one of the songs that helped put him on, right? And the wordplay and what he's saying. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little confused because when I talk about Starsky and Hutch and Dougie, I'm thinking of weed, right? Rolling up some weed. But he said, I just opened the pack. In an hour, I'll ash my lucky. Now, I don't smoke cigarettes, but I know the Lucky cigarette is the last one in the pack, right? You're not opening up a pack of weed, right? We're not supporting these the paid overtaxed legalized weed, right? He's talking about cigarettes. The kind of play is like, okay, 1 second I'm thinking about weed, the other I'm thinking about cigarettes. I don't know which one the correct one is, or if he's talking about both. I love when he says, tonight she's just yelling fuck me, 2 weeks she'll be yelling fuck me, right? Because it's like, yo, fuck you. And then, of course, women are right? They don't know what they're really saying. They love you. They hate you. He's saying next time she see me in 2 weeks, she'll be yelling, fuck me, fuck me, right? But he said, yo, we used to have orange cassette tapes with Timmy, Tommy, and Chucky. What is that? Rugrats, right? So he's reminiscing about his childhood as well. He's thinking about, he says, Jesus pieces, people saying Jesus love me. He's talking about cocoa butter kisses. He's talking about these sweatshirts with the holes in them. It sounds like he's reminiscing about his past and missing those days. And for those that don't know, I don't know if a lot of younger kids know what Starsky and Hutch, who they were, what they did. They're characters from a television series that was, I think it was in the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. And Timmy, Tommy, and Chucky, they're characters from the Rugrats cartoon. So he's like, he's reminiscing about his past, right? He's talking about eating Chuck E. Cheese pizza. Shout out to the real ones that know about the Chuck E. Cheese pizza conspiracy theory that when you don't eat your pizza at Chuck E. Cheese, they take it back and they use it to reform another pizza. And there's some evidence, some really interesting evidence out there that shows that they do this. So just, really, really interesting. But let's just let it ride a little bit.
she just yelling fuck me. 2 weeks she'll be yelling fuck me. Used to like orange cassette tapes with Timmy, Tommy, and Chucky. And Chucky, Jesus pieces, ain't Jesus love me. Put Visine inside my eyes so my grandma would fucking hug me. Your generation above me, I know you still remember me. My afro look just like daddy's, y'all taught me how to go hunting. Cigarettes on cigarettes, my mama think I stink. I got burn holes in my hoodies, all my homies think it's fake. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. Cigarettes on cigarettes, my mama think I stink. I got burn holes in my hoodies, all my homies
he brings it up, right?
I miss my cocoa
You can hear him
butter
getting
kisses.
ready. Like, you better bring it. Let's bring it better this next round.
I will smoke a little something, but I don't inhale. Everywhere that I go.
Right? He's talking about some weed, is he not? Or is he talking about cigars? He said, I'll smoke a little something, but I don't inhale, right? Shout out to Bill Clinton. When they asked, yo, Bill Clinton, have you ever smoked weed? He said, well, I smoked a little, but I never inhaled, right? It's a shout out to that.
Go everywhere that the X has a go instead of go ins. Well, go figure, Victor's light skin. Jesus got me feeling like Colin Powell.
Colin Powell, rest in peace, right? He was a military great African-American leader that was involved with politics. But at one point, I think he was the highest ranking military official in the government. Just an intelligent brother. I got to actually hear him live at this Christian leadership conference for entrepreneurs. And man, just an intelligent brother, right? Yo, shout out, rest in peace, Colin Powell.
Well, go figure, Victor's light skin. Jesus got me feeling like Colin Powell. All praise to the guy, God knows he's a pro like Courtney. Check me, take me to the barber like you know me well. I mean, normally you see Norma Jean with a kick it with Farmer.
Just love the reference. And I'm dating myself by saying rewind, but I want to get the reference. I didn't understand what he said about Farmer Phil. Now, I know he references, if we bring it back here, he says Norma Jean. When I think of Norma Jean, I think of Marilyn Monroe, right? That wasn't her real name. She was actually born Norma Jean Mortensen. And she was born way back in 1926. But that wasn't her name. She went by a variety of different names throughout her life. But Norma Jean Mortensen was her real name. She also went by Norma Jean Baker. But most people know her as Marilyn Monroe. But I don't get the connection with Farmer Phil. I know the Farmer Phil, the YouTuber, right, where he talks about it's his cattle he's dealing with and stuff. But he said, I mean, normally you see Norma Jean with it. Take me to the checkmate. Yes, I just don't get it. If you get the reference to Farmer Phil, if you could leave it in the comment section, I'd really appreciate it.
Well, go figure, Victor's light skin. Jesus got me feeling like Colin Powell. All praise to the guy, God knows he's a pro like Courtney. Check me, take me to the barber like you know me well. I mean, normally you see Norma Jean with a kick it with Farmer Phil. But these kids these days, they get so high, burn trees, smoke chlorophyll till they can't feel shit, face, this 15 hits on this hell.
Ooh, I love that, bro. He's breaking it down. But yo, what's he say here about these kids these days? They get so high, right? Burning trees. And again, it makes you think that the song is more about smoking weed than it is cigarettes. And yo, in the hood, I don't know if it was just me and where I lived, but in the hood, they used to call a cocoa butter kiss when you take a cigarette and you put a little bit of weed on the edge of the cigarette and you burn it. And it was like you're calling it a kiss because it's just at the edge of the cigarette. It's a way to smoke weed low key and just have a light high. I don't even know if he's referencing it, but because we're both from Chicago, I wonder if he gets that reference as well. But that used to be what's called a cocoa butter kiss. But obviously you think of a woman wearing cocoa butter, your grandma, your auntie, your mama, right? So, that's specific to the black community.
You see Norma Jean with a kick it with Farmer Phil. But these kids these days, they get so high, burn trees, smoke chlorophyll till they can't feel shit, face, this bitch.
Ooh, they can't feel shit, right? Think about The Weeknd. I can't feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it, right? And I know she'll get the best of me, right? He's talking about you get so high, normally off cocaine, it numbs you, right? You put a little cocaine on your tongue and it has a numbing effect. So he's saying, people can't feel shit. They get shit-faced. Face it, there's 15 hits on this L.
15 hits on this L. Elevated train and the craziest thing got me feeling like Lord.
Elevated, right? He said, I'm feeling elevated like when you smoke weed out of a hookah. There's a different feeling, right? It's not just the buzz, the sit back, but you feel elevated when you smoke out of a hookah. Why? I don't know. Right? I hear there's something about the longevity, right? How long it burns and how much air you take in. Very different. Like, have you guys ever heard of the Century Club? The Century Club we use as an exercise, as a team building exercise when we do an informational for a fraternity. I used to be a recruitment chair. So Century Club is we do one shot every minute of beer. And it's a Century Club, right? A century, think of 100. So it's only the equivalent of like 8 or 9 beers. But because of you doing it in a shot format, man, it hits you so different. And by the time you're done, you guys are like, I love you, bro. My dad didn't love me, and shit would have been, if coach would have put me in the game, it would have been different, right? But it's good for groundbreaking team building because it loosens you up, and you're all getting to know each other. That's the Century Club. But he said, you're elevated. But he said, you're elevated, but it's also elevated like the elevated train. And, in Chicago, we call it the L, right, for the loop. But it's also an elevated train. All right.
Miseducated, my dick delegated, rap bill back.
Then he's playing on words there, right? The miseducation of Lauryn Hill. But what did he say at the end there?
Elevated train and the craziest thing.
I think the craziest thing. I think that's a reference to a Lauryn Hill song. But definitely the miseducation of Lauryn Hill, her album that most people know her from, right?
Feeling like Lauryn Hill. Miseducated, my dick delegated, rap Bill Bellamy. Never made
Bill Bellamy, he was in that How to Be a Player. He's a comedian from back in the day.
There's 15 hits on this L. Elevated train and the craziest thing got me feeling like Lauryn Hill. Miseducated, my dick delegated, rap Bill Bellamy. Never made it, probably should have been dead or in jail. Deadbeat dad, enough of that jazz. Asshole absent up in that class. Are we there yet? Ice cubes in a ball, rip brain dead, take a tuck in the past.
Are we there yet? That's the movie with Ice Cube when he's with the kids, and they're they go and get into a bunch of miscellaneous random activities as they're on their way somewhere, right? That's the Ice Cube movie. Are we there yet? But he's also talking about ice cubes in a bong. We're brain dead. We take a tug and then pass. And when you have a bong, that's just like what I was talking about, a hookah, right? You put water in it, and then you burn the weed, and it burns, and you get the water vapor, and you're damn, right? But you can also burn the weed with the hookah, with the wacky tobacco. You put it in, you put the charcoal over it, and it burns. But a lot of people don't know that you can actually do things, and you can manipulate the taste by what you do to the bong or to the hookah, right? You could put ice cubes in. You could put apple juice in. You could put Hennessy in. You can manipulate the water. You put ice water in, it's a completely different effect. But think about menthol or something like something with that effect. And as you're doing it, it changes the high and it makes it more interesting. But obviously, he's talking about smoking weed.
Miseducated, my dick delegated, rap Bill Bellamy. Never made it, probably should have been dead or in jail. Deadbeat dad, enough of that jazz. Asshole absent up in that class. Are we there yet? Ice cubes in a ball, rip brain dead, take a tuck in the past.
Yo, man. So the main idea, it sounds like he's trying to understand, a little bit more about love, right? I think at least that's my interpretation of it. He's talking about people resulting to drugs, right? People are getting high. People are having sex. They reference Lauryn Hill's album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, where she talks about love being modern, right? They talk about exploring things, and he brings up the stereotype of black fathers, right? We just heard black fathers being non-existent in their kids' life. Or bad father when he says deadbeat dad, right? So it's like, there's a lot of great fathers in the black community, but unfortunately you don't see that a lot. A lot of times what we see inner city family. It's fatherless. It's a single mom raising a child and the struggles that come with it.
I think we all addicted.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think we all addicted. Run it up. I think we all addicted. Yeah. I think we all addicted. Cigarettes on cigarettes. My mama think I stink. I got burn holes in my memories.
See, that's important because now he's not talking about he's not talking about the burn holes in his sweater. If you see the difference here, he changed it, right? He's saying I got burn holes in my memories. All my homies think it's drink or dank, right? This is important because it shows that he's confessing what it meant the first time, right? He's realizing that smoking is probably killing his memory, but he's talking about like, yo, that pothead life, right? It's nice. I think I don't know if he's regretting it, but it definitely changes the meaning of the chorus, right? I got holes in my memories. All my homies think it's dank. Like, what's going on? I smoke weed all the time, but now I'm not able to reference things like I used to.
My homies think it's dank. I miss my cocoa butter kisses.
I miss that yesteryear feeling, right?
Cigarettes on cigarettes. My mama think I stink. I got burn holes in my hoodies. All my homies think it's dank. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. I miss my cocoa butter kisses.
Twista.
I can make a flow, pit a pattern with a pattern, pit a 2C. Used to be in a job, be in a groupie. Try hard not to be addicted to a groupie. I ended up on an album cover in the...
I'm not going to break down Twista. Shout out Chicago, right? Twista is also from Chicago. So I love that, and I love a lot of Twista's music, but it's just so hard to keep interpreting because he rhymes so quick. A lot of people don't realize that Twista was actually called Tongue Twista, and he's actually in the Guinness Book of World Records.
The cool G, you see, I be still a guy, but the goofy newbie. Flowing up my drugs and the Uzi, that's the dual principle. Sometimes I'ma be about some hope, sometimes I'ma wanna make a movie. And when it come to rapping fast, I'm the Higgs Boson. Yeah. And throw my style freakish, I can still break your body down to 5 pieces like I did Voltron. Yeah. Cause I'm addicted to the craft and I be off of OG, know me, I'm the only one can only other don't see. Never scared of mean spirits, but the better me. Lyrics cooler like I'm off of codeine.
I can't let that many bars pass.
You see, I be still a guy, but the goofy newbie. Flowing up my drugs and the Uzi, that's the dual principle. Sometimes I'ma be about some hope, sometimes I'ma wanna make a movie. And when it come to rapping fast, I'm the Higgs Boson. Yeah. And throw my style freakish, I can still break your body down to 5 pieces like I did Voltron. Yeah. Cause I'm addicted to the craft and I be off of OG, know me, I'm the only one can...
No, bro, damn. He gets into these, he gets, so basically the Higgs Boson, right? You heard that reference. It's the fundamental particle that's associated with what's called the Higgs field. It's a field that's it gives mass to other particles, right, such as electrons, if you would. But this is actually something that it goes actually back to the guy's name is Peter Higgs back in 1964, and there's other theorists that explain why certain particles have mass. So it's a very technical term. But again, it's sick that he's able to reference something like that in the middle of a song like that.
Sometimes I'ma be about some hope, sometimes I'ma wanna make a movie. And when it come to rapping fast, I'm the Higgs Boson. Yeah. And throw my style freakish, I can still break your body down to 5 pieces like I did Voltron. Yeah.
Voltron, right? He said I could break you down into different pieces. Sick.
Cause I'm addicted to the craft and I be off of OG, know me, I'm the only one can only other don't see. I'm never scared of mean spirits, methamphetamine lyrics, cooler like I'm off of codeine. Low.
Cooler like I'm off the codeine, right? When you zip codeine, it's a drug, right?
Spirits, methamphetamine lyrics, cooler like I'm off of codeine, Lowkey. Don't be so judgmental, even though I'm reminiscing if I don't know what I miss is.
Ooh, right, when you miss someone, he said, even though I'm reminiscing, I don't know what a miss is. He said, like, I always hit my target, right?
Figuring out that it's home and my mother and my grandmother cover, but kisses, this is just a testament to the ones that raised me, the ones that I praise and I'm thanking. I need a brother chronicle up in my clothes and I wanna get a hug and I can't cause I'm stinking. Never too old for a spanking.
Cigarettes on cigarettes, my mama think I stink. I got burn holes in my memories, my homies think it's stink. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. I think we all addicted. Cigarettes on cigarettes, my mama think I stink. I got burn holes in my hoodies, all my homies think it's dank. I miss my cocoa butter kisses.
Shine
I
time.
miss my cocoa butter kisses. Cigarettes on cigarettes, my mama think I stink. I got burn holes in my hoodies, all my homies think it's dank. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. I miss my cocoa butter kisses.
Chance. Yo, classic, man. And this was one of the songs that put Chance on the map, right? This is a different type of brother. But what I love about Chance the Rapper is what he does in the community, what he does with his platform, right? This is someone who's not just making music for the masses and buying I'm sure he's bought his share of stupid, ridiculous things. But this is somebody who sees his, you can see the passion in what he does, behind the scenes when the cameras aren't looking, what he invests in, what he does visiting schools, right? Well, he's trying to pass knowledge and take advantage of this platform that he has. Yo, just stick with it. If you're a fan, not just of Chicago music, not just a Chance the Rapper, but good music and intelligent breakdowns, man, don't forget to not just like the video, but subscribe to the channel, right? Support as well. Now, these are 3 or 4 minute songs, but a lot of times it takes us 20 or 30 minutes to unpack. And that's how we know that it's someone who's lyrical, someone who has something to say. And he's not just rhyming words, but there's a little bit of story here that we can pull out of these lyrics. Yo, if you're a fan, let's get right to the next one.